Ready?
Non-24.
Going breath? Nah, I don't even. I feel like I get too relaxed.
Just riff in. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome back to this episode of Path of Purpose. We are here with the Brotherhood team, and just like you, we are walking on a journey to unlocking ways to live a life of purpose. Episode 18, we are here with the Kurt Man and Mr. Jacob O'Neill and myself, Guy Anderson, and yeah, today we're honoured to share the pod here with Jacob O'Neill. We've been in many spaces together and in collaboration with each other, and our first sort of intro we had Advanced to Alpha back in, that might have been 2022 maybe. And then we did at the start of this year, we did the vision mapping event as well, where you came in and I mean, I will touch on a lot of your background. I'll give you the mic soon, but I know something that certainly resonates for me with your practices and what you bring is song. And I think that is something that is deeply, especially within masculine culture or being a man, that song and singing and dancing aren't necessarily socially not accepted, but like it's not seen as cool, or it's not, potentially. And I think that's something that you bridge really well, and link intertwine that into what you do to step more into your work. But I just wanted to sort of lead in with that so that you can kind of weave that in with your story. You've obviously grown up on the country and have made your way in here to the Gold Coast, and you've got a big purpose. And I think the way that you weave song into that is just a really awesome way, a part of your magic, bro. So do you mind letting everyone know who you are, what you do, and what you stand for?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's so good. Like, it's so fun to be weaving still after all these years. I feel like we've just been dancing together as we build businesses and build movements. And at the core of what we do, I think we really care about men. I think that's the key thing. So I love coming in and hanging out with you guys. The statement that I want to anchor, you talk about the song and the dance. One thing that I've not always said, but I've sort of anchored is, if you can't sing and dance after the battle, what were you fighting for?
Yeah.
Celebration.
So celebration is a huge thing that I never really understood as an essential part of my my life. I always thought I had to pursue, achieve, and then reorient to the next mountain. So I never actually stopped and actually enjoyed the spoils of my labor, the spoils of my work. And I think that as a 35-year-old man now, I'm starting to see that if I keep trying to just continually strive, I'm missing out on the actual I'm missing out on one of the most essential pieces that anchors all of the work. I think that's such a it's been such a massive piece for me to stop and be like, hey, good job, Jacob, well done.
Feel proud,
and be proud, can I sit down and actually enjoy the work?
Men don't often feel proud of it. Funny talking about the song, I remember when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, we were at a little holiday shack with my family, and then my sisters were playing music and singing and dancing, and then they said, join in or something like this, and I said, singing and dancing's for women and sports are for men or boys, And I said, how did I even at that younger age have that in that societal pressure or whatever it is to think that, I don't know how I thought that. I never used to listen to music and that, and then as I got older I got into it. I thought that was just, that story come to my mind as you said that. But I want to ask you, Jacob, how did you first get into men's work? Where was the sort of beginning, and what was the motivator to branch you into helping men?
Thanks, man. I love what you said, and I'll take you on the fast track version of country Jacob.
Please.
Into present day, but essentially I grew up in a small town of 2,000 people. So I grew up in a community, essentially. So everyone knew everyone, and there was a real strong thread of togetherness, so to speak. It's like, cool. If you needed a tool and you didn't have it, it was very likely that someone on your street had it and you could go and ask for it.
Yeah.
I remember as a young boy, we were cooking dinner and we didn't have any potatoes, and Dad sent me over to the next door neighbours to get potatoes, and I was like, I don't want to go and ask them for that. Dad said, just go and ask him. Go and talk to Damo. Just go and see if Damo's got potatoes. And I had to go over and knock on his door and be like, Damo, do you have any potatoes? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you need? He's like, yeah.
How many?
Ran out
I'll
of
take them up for you.
Yeah.
And what I took from that was like, there was a, what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. There was a real element of community that I grew up around, even to the point where like I remember going over to someone's house and driving my dad there. This was only maybe last year, and he like hopped in their Bobcat. They weren't home, and he like knew where the keys were and drove their Bobcat down the street to our place and like moved this dirt, drove it back, and it was like there was such a
trust
in each other.
Yeah.
And I remember like my dad also, he lent his welder to someone, and he's like, I can't remember who I fucking lent my welder to, and he rang like 4 or 5 different people before he found where he'd left his welder or where he'd lent it. So I grew up in a very like almost like we share everything.
Yeah.
And
Community.
either we all eat or none of us eat. It's like there was always a sense of community that I grew up with. So that was a really strong thread for me. So I grew up always practicing like everyone's welcome. So that's where my kind of roots from, like how men's work really makes sense to me, is like, there's a seat at the table, brother. Like,
yeah.
The only thing that I ask of you is like, you have to sit down. I can't sit down for you.
Yeah.
So I grew up in that style. I came through high school, got bullied a lot, and actually got kind of pushed I got excluded. So I was like, came from primary school where I did a lot of singing and dancing, and I was really expressive, and I was really, a version of myself that was quite creative. Then I got to high school, and that got crushed. It's like, that's gay.
Yeah.
You're a poof.
Yeah.
All the old school, homophobic slurs. And I shut that part of me down. And I also, I was into sports heavily.
Yeah.
Love sports. But I was one of 2 kids that played soccer at high school. Everyone else was a rugby league fan. So I found sports became also a place that I wasn't included. So I felt really alone.
Yeah.
Jeez, I
Yeah.
resonate with you, eh? Like, I was the exact same.
Yeah.
The exact same. It's in my primary, and I was actually excelling in all the musical sort of arts and stuff like that, and then got to high school, and then I played soccer, and then that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And then so I had to drop everything to try and fit in.
Yeah, well, and I hate being tackled. Hey, rugby league makes no. I love watching it. Like back in the day, I watched a bit of it, and I got obsessed with the Rabbitohs, but I never really got into the playing it.
Yeah.
And I even remember one time we played soccer, and I was like, yes, we're playing soccer, and I had braces, and a couple of the footy guys just like, I was running with the ball, and they grabbed me and like pushed my face into the fence, and my braces all got stuck on my lip, and I couldn't move my lip. So like, even though I was like, oh, fuck soccer, even like I can't. There's no sport that's safe.
Yes.
And that's when I found individual sports. So I shifted from like, okay, I want to be a part of a team. It's like, I can't trust anyone else. I can only trust myself. So that's when I got into BMX and skateboarding. Skateboarding, not so much, because there wasn't a lot of concrete out at Weewar. It's all dirt. So I got into BMX, and that's where I sort of found my groove. BMX, and then we all started to come together after, by about year 10, everyone that was bullying me became my best friend. And then we all so I learned to find my place amongst it all. So like in Weewar, you didn't really get to be a skater or a footy player. By the time we got to year 10, there was only about, I think there was probably like 20 people in my grade.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, we all just had to, like,
we
all had to get on. So I was friends with the farmers. I was friends with the footy players. I was friends with the guys that were into partying. And then I was the BMXer. And we all sort of were like, well, fuck, it's either we get along or we're not going to have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I learnt how to build relationships with many different types of people. So that was sort of the second piece. It's like, cool, all right. Grew up in like the community essence, learnt that through my dad and his friends, my mum and her friends. And then I found a way to connect with people that weren't the same or didn't have similar interests to me.
Yeah, you could relate with more people.
Yeah, which was such a, I still think about my friends from school. I think, man, we were a funny bunch. And, I often reference like Lord of the Rings, when all the fellowship come together. So, you've got the elves, you've got the dwarves, you've got the warriors, and then you've got the hobbits. Like they're all
different.
They're diverse, right?
Eclectic group.
Yeah,
but they all
connected.
they all had a specific zone of genius, and I think that's what I'm learning more and more as I step into. I moved to Brisbane, got into the party scene, lost a really close friend to suicide, went off the rails, kind of didn't know where to turn, found myself finishing uni, not wanting to get a job. I was rejecting anything that meant, like, I didn't want
society.
Yeah, I didn't want society. I didn't want responsibility. I wanted to go and hide from it all. And that's when I worked at a health food store. I got a job packing fruit and veg. I was like, fuck using my degree. Fuck the corporate world. I don't want anything to do with any of it. And I found myself with no money. Centrelink was, that finished. So my free ride was over. And I was like, I've got to pay rent next week. And I drove past and there was a sign, 20 hours a week, fruit and veg, at this organic store. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go in and ask. 20 hours a week, I can handle that. That's enough. And I ended up going in there. I worked 20 hours the first week. The next week I was full time. Yeah. And I was fully engaged with this whole new world of organic health food. And this is where I really want to speak into, like, for a lot of men, like for me, women have been a huge catalyst for my journey. So I started working at this health food store and I met this wonderful woman named Kate. And she became kind of my... she was kind of like a mentor in a weird way. I would rock up hungover and I'd buy like 4 green smoothies and smash them and then work a 12-hour day. And she'd be like, Jacob. And then I'd be eating I'd bring a Woolies chicken to work with like white bread. And I was just like,
Classic.
running on fumes. I was in this new world, but I was still holding on to all of my old beliefs. How relevant is that, right? I'm sure you get guys coming in that are like, hey bros, I'm doing all this stuff and it's not working, and I see what you guys are doing and I want to do this, but I don't know how to start. That was me at this health food store.
Habits get ingrained, don't they?
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
So I started to learn how to eat healthy. I started to learn around why organic food is so much better than the stuff that you get at the supermarkets. And through that, I started to develop just a healthier lifestyle. That's where it started for me, food. Ironically, cool. I also gave my car to my sister because she didn't have a car. So I was like, and then I bought a bike and I was riding. It was a 20K round trip to work. So I was doing 20Ks on the bike a day, working 10 to 12 hours on my feet. So I got super fit just by living that lifestyle.
How good's that? You gave your car to your sister, and you didn't have one. You took the bike. That's such a honourable thing to do,
dude. Wow. And in doing that, it fed a part of me. Like I was up early. Like I had to hop up early because I was biking. So it through my lifestyle, I had created this like health and fitness routine that was serving me on the deepest level. And one thing that I've learned about men is that we are fed, our focus is fed by moving through time and space. So I'm sure you guys understand that with like when you go through a workout, afterwards you probably feel really sharp. Even though you might be exhausted, you probably feel really clear.
Yeah.
That's what I found. I was like biking to work, being on my feet, interacting, being dynamic actually made me more focused and more clear and more present rather than just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
So from there, man, I it was a long to cut the longest story short. I met my now wife, Meg. She was a customer. We got to know each other. We ended up getting together, and then she became a catalyst for me to go on this journey of adventure, this journey of getting to know myself through spirituality. Yeah. I ended up getting a job. I got really safe, and then she said to me, "Hey, I really like you, but I feel like you're happy just going along with what you're doing. I want to go on this adventure of life. I want to pursue these business ideas. I want to go out and really just, I want to go out and try new things." And she's like, "I want to do that with you, but it doesn't need to be you. So I need to know, do you want to come with me?" And that was the first moment where I was like, fuck, I actually have to make a decision. And before I'd avoided decisions, I was like, no, I don't want to do anything. And I had to be like, hey, no, I'm going to choose to go on this adventure with you. I'm going to go for it. And that was the first moment where I stopped saying no to life and trying to control everything. And the first time I said yes. Okay, I'm going to trust that there's something out there that I don't understand, but I'm going to go for it. And that was like a huge moment for me in shifting from I have to do what I have to do what's safe to I'm going to follow the path of adventure and take some risks.
How did that feel, and what was the first call to adventure, I guess, the first like jump that you can think of?
It was terrifying. I thought I was going to shit myself. Like, I don't know if you've ever been at a crossroads in your life. I'm sure you guys have been, where you're like, well, I could choose the safe option, and I know that I can earn 80 grand a year. I know that this job is 9 to 5. I know that I know where the office is. Like, I literally said, okay, that's one path, but I'm going to take this path. And the first thing was, I said, okay, I'm going to say yes to things from now on. I'm going to say yes to the things that don't have certainty at their core for me. It's like, I'm going to choose the unknown.
Yeah.
Which is like,
so many people are at those crossroads as well. I think, like, I can relate to my story. I could have chose a pretty safe path that was almost like laid out for me to a degree, and I didn't choose the safe path. And then, like, for advice for people at the crossroads, how do they go about making that decision, and like, is there anything they can sort of use to help them navigate the path, I guess, at that crossroads of life?
My advice when you're at a crossroads is to stop and take 3 breaths. Quite often our head will want to do something, our heart will want to do something, but then there's something a little deeper, and we, for sake of structure, we'll call that the soul. So we've got our head. Our head wants to do something. Our head will like do the logical thing. Our heart will be moved by emotion, so our heart will want to do the emotional thing. But our soul, on that 3rd breath, you'll actually go somewhere deeper than the thoughts or the feelings, and you'll tap into like what I call the emerging truth. It bubbles up.
It's like a knowing.
It's a knowing, exactly. The soul has this like deeper knowing. So by the time you're like, all right, I think I should do this. All right, this feels like I should do it. I don't know how many times my feelings have been so fucking wrong. So I want to like honor when people say follow your heart. Sometimes my heart is in the wrong place. I think there's a big thing like follow your heart. Yeah. My heart's made some pretty dumb fucking decisions in the past. But my soul, this deeper knowing, it's like it's quiet. It's not. It's not loud. The heart can be like almost grand in its gestures. It's like do the emotional thing. The head's like do the safe thing, but my soul's like, Jacob, you know that it's time.
Yeah.
So that's what I often ask men. It's like, find the three yeses. It's like the mind will be this, the heart will be this, but then the soul will be like, hey man, it's time. So if you're at a crossroads, let your mind think of the best option. Let your heart feel into what it wants, and then go one layer deeper into the soul. Yeah. And trust in that deeper knowing. And that for me was what I did. I said, I actually know that I need to go on this journey with you. Even if we don't end up together, even if this all falls apart, I know that there's value in me stepping onto this path of adventure with you.
Cool, so you did it.
And then the first thing we did was go and do plant medicine. Yeah. And I'd never touched drugs in my life. I'd never touched any sort of stimulant that had like mind-altering, besides alcohol, which I got really stuck into for a couple of years.
Got good at that for a bit.
Got really good at that. Yeah. But I was never someone that like... used any mind-altering substances. So Meg's like, hey, we're going down to do this...
what was it?
It was wachuma, which is a cactus. It's mescaline. She's like, I'm going down to do this ceremony. Will you come? I was like, well, I'm a man of adventure now, of course. And that was a tipping point for me.
Let's go.
That was the first time I ever really did something that went against all of my rules and my stories that I'd made out were true and were the only way I could live. Yeah. And that was a complete unraveling for me, man. As soon as I did that,
things were different.
I could never go back to being the same.
What was your biggest insights after it?
My biggest insight was like, I've never ever really let myself feel loved.
Really?
It was that moment when I did that ceremony on that day, that is my reference point for unconditional love. I'd never felt anything like it.
That's incredible.
I felt connected. That people talk about oneness.
Yeah.
And like feeling whole. Well, for the first time in my life, I felt oneness. Like this feeling of like I'm connected to everything. And I was like, wow.
What do you think was stopping you from feeling loved beforehand?
The story that I had to be something. I had to be a certain version of myself just to receive love. It's like who I am as Jacob is not good enough. Yeah. So I have to be this, and this. I'd put conditions on myself that said, if I don't be reliable, if I don't have a steady job, and if I don't make sure that everyone else is okay, then I'm not worthy of love. So it was kind of like I'd put myself at the bottom of the list. It's like, okay, the job's more important, my partner's more important, my family's more important, but Jacob, if we get everything else done, then Jacob can have something. This is like what we were talking about before we started. Like this is like I have to suffer, just to be okay, just to be enough.
Yeah.
And this medicine that I drank and this ceremony that I was a part of, it showed me that was a lie.
Yeah.
And
you are enough, just as it is.
Yeah, you're okay. You matter. Yeah. Even when you're doing nothing. Even when you choose yourself. If you don't want to go to that party, if you don't want to do that thing with other people, it's okay. You don't have to. Like you can say no to.
Yeah, it'd be interesting what's driving us to do things just to feel loved.
Yeah, man.
Like, there's probably a lot there if you sort of unravel, like, just to feel loved and accepted or whatever. And it's like, yeah. How do you go about feeling loved without having to suffer and do all these things? Can you still feel loved and then still do these achievements? Because a lot of people, that make it or do these certain crazy feats is because they're coming from this place of not love and they're like driving, but then so like can you feel loved and like you feel like you can still achieve abundance or achieve certain things in your life?
Yeah, man, I think that's like the $1 million question that I'm continually asking myself. Like, is this coming from a place of needing love, or is this coming from a place of I know who I am, I know that I matter, and from that place I want to serve?
Yeah.
So I would say that, am I serving the story that I'm not enough, or am I actually serving my soul?
Yeah.
And just to fast track the story so we can really get into the men's work stuff and where I see, what we're all doing in our own way is what the world needs. After that ceremony, I like booked a trip to Peru. I was like, I'm going to where this medicine comes from. So the teacher, she's like,
that's cool.
She was like, we're going to Peru next year. If anyone wants to come, we're going there it'll be a 3-week journey. We're going to do 10 of these ceremonies. Jeez. I think we ended up doing 15 actually. We did 15 this first trip. So, and I was like, done. I was like, what's your bank account? And I paid the deposit. I got home the next morning. She'd sent me the details, and I paid the deposit for Meg and I to go. I was like, we've got to do this. I was like, there's no other way. It was like I trusted. I had to choose to put myself in that position, and then once I did, the confirmation was so fucking solid. It was like, this is the path, and I was like, boom. As soon as I did that, I paid to go to Peru, and I'd never been to Peru. I'd never wanted to go to Peru. Got there, spent like 3 weeks deeply practicing receiving love. I was also with 15 women.
Really?
On this,
you were the only man.
Tour. So there was 2 men. There was me, and there was a 60-year-old guy who was actually John F. Kennedy's nephew. which was cool. So I got to meet like a Kennedy, which was a pretty cool. That's a whole other story. But yeah, he told me some crazy fucking stories.
Eddie?
Christopher was his name, Chris, and he was great to connect with, but completely different stage of life to me.
Yeah.
So while we were both men, he was very, very different in where he was at and what he was looking for. He was looking almost for reconciliation for his life. He was coming into his eldership, and I was more looking for like what's next? What am I here to do? And if you spend, I don't know if anyone's done this, but if you spend 3 weeks with 15 women, spiritual women that are expressive, you start to crave brotherhood pretty fucking strongly. I did. I was like, I want more men around me. I'm sick of women. I'm sick of listening to this spiritual women's music. It's like when I've come in and done workouts, hearing the fucking, the medals on, I'm like, yeah. I like literally, like, I remember being on the bus and we were listening to Dea Dover or some spiritual woman's music. And I like put my headphones in and just started listening to like Biggie Smalls. And I started listening to AC/DC and Metallica. And I was like, oh, I want more men. So I came back, went to one men's group, and it was a lot of older dudes again that were going through a different stage of life. And I was like, nah, this isn't, I can appreciate what's going on here, but these aren't my men. So after that, I just fucking created a Facebook group, a Facebook event, and said, men's group in 3 weeks' time. And just started messaging guys.
Boom.
Yeah. I was like, this is it. And then that's where it started. And then from there, man, it's just been a path of devotion. Like, can I show up every week? Just like you guys, when you started, I went to one of the first ones, and I remember I rocked up, and it was Kato was running it, and I was the only guy that rocked up, and we did the fucking run, we did the workout down at Burleigh, and then the next week you guys were doing it again, and it became a path of, can I run these men's groups every month, even if no one shows up?
Yeah.
So, pardon me. So I remember the first men's group that you made, and that was with Jack Brazier, was it?
Yeah,
not?
bro.
Yeah. And that was, what was the name of that group again? Sorry, it was
Men's Weekly Connection.
That's right, Weekly Connection. And it was it every Saturday or Sunday?
Every Saturday.
Yeah, and you used to do a cold plunge out in
the rock pools,
Coogles. Yeah. And how many years ago was that you initiated that?
Dude, that would have been around the same time you guys started.
True, yeah.
It would have been pretty close to
21.
So it's been like probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and then I remember all your retreats that you started running, Meet Your Edge.
Finding Your Edge.
Finding Your Edge, yeah, that's right. And then you're watching your evolution as well has been like amazing too. Like, I think it's so cool because I remember that beach session. There's photos of you bear crawling through the water, and stuff like that too. And the evolution that I saw with those retreats and how they were gaining traction, and to lead where it is now with the Gathering of Men, which I participated in last year, was fortunate enough to go and had a blast, man. I absolutely loved it. And it was literally a celebration of man, is the way I describe it or define it to anyone. And you had 150 guys there, and you weren't even there.
I didn't even show up.
You've just had a child as well. You and me have had your first child, Oisin.
Yeah.
And he, and so you were just giving birth on that day.
Yeah, and like this was like the becoming that, like, for me, this was a shift, right? And I'm sure you've experienced this where you've had to almost like, Guy had to let go of being brotherhood. And you had to step back and go, okay, cool, brotherhood is bigger than me now. Same with me, bro. I had to be like, okay, Jacob is no longer the Gathering of Men. The Gathering of Men is there and Jacob's here. And I had to do that because my wife went into labour on the first day of the Gathering of Men last year. So there was no way I was ever going to go. There was no way I could have gone. Like, imagine if I had have said, I need to be at the Gathering of Men, and I abandoned my wife having our first child. Imagine what that would have said about me.
Yeah. It was a big reality check, I guess.
And I had to, like, you know how I spoke about, like, I can't trust anyone back when I was, like, talking about, like, the soccer and, like, at school? I literally had to heal that and be like, I trust these other men to run this.
And I wanted to touch on that as well because your team was fantastic, bro.
Solid team.
Fuck, they showed up. Like, your presence and who you are and having created this thing. And a lot of people probably been like, oh, a bit of a bummer that Jacob was there. Wasn't felt.
No.
Wasn't felt, man. They totally carried it as if, like, yeah, we're fucking holding this. And yeah, and it was, although, you know, it would have been great to have had you there, it didn't diminish or take away from the experience that everyone felt and delivered that day. Yeah, it was
man.
Those days.
That ruined the story that I need to be there for it to matter. Like, I need to be. It was almost like that. That like I have to be on, otherwise it's not going to work. Everything. What I learnt from that experience, bro. Thank you for reflecting that, because I learnt that, it's not all on me anymore. Like, I don't, like, the whole world doesn't. The world isn't on my shoulders. Like, there's other men that want to carry this burden, this responsibility of reinvigorating masculine culture. There's other men that want this just as much as me. And that showed me that I can trust men. And I'm also, there's men who want this as much as I do. Because I had the story, like, no one wants it as much as I do. No one's as passionate as I am. That's an exhausting story. Because then I have to be always at the front. I always have to be in everything. But, you know, the Gathering of Men ran, and it was that, a celebration of men. My little brother went, and he spoke to me afterwards. He came around and met Osh, and, you know, it was really beautiful. Dad and Ryan came back, and they were both at the Gathering of Men. But Ryan came back, and he's like, dude, you just created an event where you do all of the things that you love to do. I was like, literally, cool. We wrestle, we, you know, do deep revealing of our shame. We then dance, we sing, we eat the best food, we're camping. It's like literally all of the stuff I love to do. I just made it into an event because I know that all of those things that I love to do feed me as a man. And there's not one, you know, if we had have taken one piece out of it, there would have been something missing. You know, we had poetry, we had singing, we had dancing, we had wrestling, we had relationship stuff, we had sexuality stuff, we had so many different facets, which is like kind of gave you this realization that like, being a man is really about finding out who you are and then embracing that rather than I have to be the warrior, or I have to be the emotional guy, or I have to always be this. Nah, man, you get to be it all.
Yeah, for sure. And that's that authenticity piece, which I think is, so necessary for every man to find, because everyone thinks they have to be a certain way, or they aspire to be like someone and think that is the epitome of being a man. But it's that's the embodiment that gets missing from some men as they grow up, is not fully being themselves or feeling that they can. And I'd love to know, like, you've brought the thing with the Gathering of Men is you rely on so many people and trust so many men now, which is, you know, to lead in their sort of domain and deliver value in their area and stuff like that. And I think, you know, what was your purpose for like bringing that forth? Like, what do you see as being the biggest problem that you're trying to solve?
The key thing that I see the Gathering of Men resolving or alchemizing is the idea that we're in competition with each other. So I could easily say, I'm not going to connect with Guy because if I do, he might try to take some of my clients because we're in the same industry, you know. Essentially, we're here to help men. So I'd be like, nah, like, don't let Guy near any of my stuff, because if I do, he'll take something from me. He'll compete and he'll try to beat me. And on some level, like, that could be true. It's like, I could be like, I don't trust anyone. Like, nah, Guy or Lino or Nick or Popey or Ryan, like all of these guys, I can't let them in because they'll try and take, there's not enough to go around. And that story contradicts what I expect from my clients. It's like, you guys come along to my retreat and I expect you to connect with these other men and deeply trust these other men, yet I'm not choosing to connect with the other guys and collaborate with these other guys that are leading in the way that I am. That doesn't feel very fair. That doesn't feel like integrity to me. So if the Gathering of Men is an alchemizing of competition and an embracing of collaboration.
That's beautiful.
How good.
Because like, there's guys that need what you guys do here at Brotherhood that I can't deliver. I can't do what you do. And that's a good thing. Because if I'm trying to do what you guys do, then I'm actually diminishing what I'm really good at.
And if the sole reason is to help every man here become the best version of themselves, then denying them that privilege to work with someone who could really fucking offer them some help. Like,
100%.
Seems like it goes completely against what you stand for.
Yeah.
which is so funny.
The similar mission, then it's like we're all in it together,
For sure.
and we're all like help each other. Rising tides rise all ships.
Totally, man.
And I think the matter of fact of what we're all about is competition is within us is not a good thing. 'Cause it's like we're on a bigger mission than just like, oh, you got that client and you get this client. It's a much bigger mission than that.
Totally,
you know,
man.
and it's like, and that's awesome to be part of that.
How draining would it be as well, like focusing your energy on like, oh shit, no, I can't, I need to try and protect this, or I need to, you know what I mean? Like if you are in a truly abundant state, then you wouldn't have any concern for competition because you would know, well, I'm just going to be the best at what I fucking do, or we do, or
Me and obviously Tyron and I are like, we'd look at each other and be like, I don't know if I want to kiss you or knock you out or just, you know, go for a run. I don't like. We were like that competition. We're like, what? Do I need to kill this guy? Like, do I need to like
tribal battle?
Dude, it was like literally like two just like Neanderthals wanting and like ironically beneath that we're like, oh dude, I see something in you that I know's in me, and I respect that. But I'm also challenged by it. So what I say is, you know, competition is a part of it, but it's there to create a deeper connection. So one of the, you know, the three things that we have at the Gathering of Men is challenge. We're going to challenge you and put you in situations that are going to be really fucking uncomfortable. Whether that's, you know, some of the guys are really fit and strong, so the physical stuff doesn't challenge them as much. But then when the dancing or the singing comes online, they're like, So there's their challenge. So we create a dynamic experience where every man is going to be challenged to do something that is out of his comfort zone. The second part is celebration. You know, we make sure that we celebrate and we acknowledge every man and the beauty that is man. Like hey, men are valuable. We love men, and we want to honor and acknowledge the value that you bring to the world. So it's like, celebrate, like fill the cup. And the final piece is camaraderie, which is brotherhood. And we believe that brotherhood is the medicine. I could guarantee you if guys came in and tried to work out on their own in this gym, none of them would go to where they've gotten without the other men. I've been in here, some of these, like very few, and I'm sorry to the bros that said I'd be in once a month for these 3:30 a.m. sessions. I've definitely not kept my word, but like I've felt it in here where I didn't want to do another rep. But then one guy comes in, he's like, "You got this, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And I talk about,
We've got 3 more of these.
I'm gonna put another one of those plates on.
Put them on.
Okay, no. I'll just do one more rep of this. But I talk about the nervous system of the brotherhood, and it's like when I'm at capacity, I can actually lean on the brotherhood. I can lean on the circle. And that's what a lot of men realize at the Gathering of Men is like, I wouldn't have been able to challenge. I wouldn't have been able to meet these challenges. I wouldn't have been able to receive this celebration if it wasn't for the camaraderie and the brotherhood here.
That's such a good point. I feel like just those, like having those extra guys that can. You wouldn't be able to get to that level without the brotherhood, without the support, and without them being there and pushing you in whatever aspect. And I just feel like that point there, like the lone wolf mentality is sort of outdated. You know, we're stronger together, and I just feel like that point there. I just wanted to reiterate that how important that is.
Man, like imagine like I'm sure majority of the guys that come here, they could easily go and buy a home gym. One of those, remember those ones on the TV where you could put a gym on the back of your door with all the bands. Like every guy could have that, and he could go and he could do his workout on his own, put on his music that he likes, not have to leave his house, and stay where it's safe. But what he doesn't get is the reflection from all of these other men. And what I've learned is like there's guys that are better than me at certain things, and when I'm in a circle, I get to learn and feed off that guy's power and strength. But then there's other guys in the circle who haven't got what I've got, and then they get to feed off me, and then the brotherhood becomes regenerative because not only am I receiving, but I'm also giving. So it creates this, like, if we come back to community, it creates this community that actually is regenerative, and it's cultivating something that serves everyone. And I've felt that regardless of where I'm at, if there's a core tenet of like, we're in this together, I'm always going to get something that I couldn't have got if I was doing it on my own. Whether it's I get to share something that's really valuable for a guy that's going through a relationship struggle and I can offer some words of support, or if there's a guy here that's, you know, that can lift and knows the technique for a deadlift, and he's like, hey bro, just like activate your core. And I'm like, and he's like, squeeze your pinkies. And I'm like, squeeze your pinkies. And I'm like, I was trying to lift without actually holding. And I'm like, dude, thank you. So that's where the regenerative power of brotherhood is really what is at the core of men's work, is that we do it together. Could not happen on our own. One of the biggest statements that I've learnt recently is that we get hurt in relationship, so therefore we have to heal and grow in relationship. So a lot of us men didn't get the emotional stuff that we needed from our dad when we were a kid, or maybe we didn't get what we needed from our mum, or we got too much, we were wrapped in cotton wool. You know, there's these things that happened in our childhood where we essentially got wounded. And we can go and try and do that on our own in our home gym, or go out into the forest and take a whole heap of mushrooms and talk to the trees, or we can, you know, journal and do our shadow work prompts. But it's not until we actually step into the circle and allow ourselves to be witnessed, allow ourselves to be in relationship with others and feel that vulnerability, that we start to actually rewire those beliefs around trust and those beliefs around receiving and those beliefs around it's okay to want to be a part of something. I don't have to be fiercely independent anymore. I don't have to do it all myself.
I think there's like I like often doing stuff on my own and that, but then the brotherhood and stuff like that, there's power in that, and I don't think it's like, I don't think you could just lone wolf it. Like that's you know, you've got to have that connection. You want to say something?
I've, just on the relationship stuff, and you know, for some guys that are single and then they're to step into a group all with entirely blokes, and then they may sort of, you know, where are they going to get their connection with women, or what's going to benefit them to be able to attract that woman that they so deserve, you know?
Yeah, man, that's like the key thing here is if you don't know how to be held, you will struggle to hold someone. So this is a lot of men, especially the single dudes, they really want to step in to a relationship and be a man in a relationship, which are fucking good. Thank you for wanting that, man. Like I will never stop a man from wanting to protect and provide for a woman. However, you will need to practice presence. And if you haven't experienced being held by men who are present, you will struggle to then go into a relationship and hold a woman and be present and be that pillar. So for me, the secret about men's work is actually about learning how to fall apart and be in your feminine, whilst other men hold you as you come back to as you find your own structure, your own structural integrity. So that's where men's work, even, you know, coming in here and being challenged, inspired, or intimidated by other men, shows me where my shadows are, shows me where I'm not fully embracing, or I'm not leaning into my edges. And those, I believe that being around other men makes me a better partner, because I get to practice receiving and being held. And that was this is a huge thing for a lot of men, is like, they don't let themselves be held and they're always holding. And eventually
so much you can hold, bro.
Eventually you're going to have to stop.
So how would you go about getting better at being held by your brothers? Like, how do guys, you know, come in and maybe do that, or they, you know, do this men's work, and how do they help sort of unravel themselves to get to that space?
You have to start with stepping into somewhere where you're not in control. So for me, like literally the last the last 8 months, my whole thing has been like, I got a bit flabby. I was a bit fat, a bit unhealthy. And I was like, dude, you are scared to go to the gym. You're scared to be the beginner. And I was like, I was resisting. I was like, I need to be the one that knows everything. Like, I don't want to go into an arena where I have to be the new guy.
Yeah, okay.
This is the invitation. Like, if you're someone who thinks he knows everything and thinks he can do it all himself, awesome. I love that you're able to self-resource and you want to, like, be better. However, there's men out there that have something to give you, whether it's here in, you know, the gym with Brotherhood, or whether it's to come to a retreat like the Gathering of Man, or whether it's to come to one of my workshops where we go into the emotional processing. Your practice is to find your edge and then do the courageous thing, which is to step off it. You don't have to blow your entire life up. You don't have to move to India and join an ashram. You don't have to move to Bali and go up into the hills of Ubud and, you know, practice spirituality and completely lay waste to your entire life. You can do it in a sustainable way. Take a baby step.
Yeah.
Take a small step.
Yeah.
A small step is
It's
better
not going
than...
to derail everything.
Exactly.
In your life.
I talk about the difference between courage and chaos. Courage is finding your edge and stepping over it and exploring this next stage of your life. Chaos is burning everything down and being like, everything that I've done is wrong and I'm going to go and do this thing now.
Yeah.
And I've done that too many times. Like, I'm selling everything. I literally sold everything and tried to move to Bali.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, all of my problems were still there in Bali.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, if you're a man who's struggling with the responsibility of life and feeling like you want a relationship, and you want to start that next season of your life where you want to find a woman and you want to move in and you want to eventually get married and you want to be a father, the next step is to do the thing for yourself.
Yeah.
Do what you need to feel capable of choosing a woman. And, you know, for a lot of guys, that is to actually, you know, come in and learn what it's like to be the one that's at the start of the journey, like really accepting, like, hey man, I need help.
Yeah.
A lot, and like what I would say for a lot of guys is like, don't wait until life initiates you.
Yeah.
You choose to initiate yourself. There will be signs.
Yeah.
There will be signs. You know, I'm
take 3 deep breaths.
Yeah, take some deep. Yeah, take those 3 deep breaths, and then choose.
Yeah.
Like choose to trust yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like, the trust, I think people don't know what to trust these days with society, and so many people got so many opinions and they're coming through everything, and, you know, just the modern society with social media and everything like that. There's so many opinions going on. Where do you see, like, maybe one thing where men are being led astray, like where the masculine is being led astray and maybe trying to show up as a certain way, but that's probably not it? Or where do you see that?
I see men who are wanting things to go back to the way they used to be. I think there's this, like, real, like, traditional masculinity. It's like, man, like,
we're evolved.
Yeah, we're evolving. Like, we can't go back. That's the thing. Like, it's kind of like me going on my entrepreneur journey and then being, I just want to go back to my 9 to 5. It's like men like, oh, we just want to go back to the way things were when women were in the kitchen and men were out on the fields working. I'm like, that had its problems too, you know? I've spoken to my grandmother. And there was a lot of things that she missed out on. I've spoken to my grandfather.
There's a lot of trauma from back in those days.
Where there's a lot of generational shit that I'm going through and seeing that was missed. So it's like, we can't go back. Like, I invite you to want that and ache for that, and then be like, cool, we can't go back. We can't go back to the old ways.
Because I know there is a big pull to that traditional masculinity and showing up as a certain way. And what do you think modern masculinity is, and the sorts of traits that have changed and men should embody to be modern masculine?
The thing that I believe modern masculinity is wanting to become is, instead of, can I beat this? Can I be with this? So can I be with the discomfort without needing to overcome it, without needing to change it, without needing to fix it, or without needing to solve it? So one of the tendencies of men is, what's the problem that needs fixing, or what's the point so we can hurry up and get back to what we were doing?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever had this in their relationship where their woman brings something and all she really wants to do is express.
Yeah.
And this is what happens in my brain. What's the fucking point? Get to the point. Come on, hurry up. Get this story done so I can figure out what the point
Let's get
is.
the answer.
And then I'll fix it for you.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you back on the road.
And then the other time's like, well, okay, there's a point, but I think there's just a problem here that needs to be fixed. Can't we just hurry this up? Like, what's the problem so I can come up with 3 or 4 solutions and we can then move along. Come on.
Yeah,
and there was a level of impatience in the traditional styles. Like, women were inconvenient if they weren't doing what they were told, or they weren't doing what their role was. Get out of do what you're meant to do. Don't get in my way because I'm doing this. Modern masculinity, or what I see is like the emerging culture of man, is I'm not going to rush. I don't need to get anywhere. I'm going to actually take my time to be present. I'm going to move at a pace where I can stay connected to my sensation, so I don't get lost in the pursuit of what my mind says I need to do. Or I'm not going to avoid and just like get lost in my work and I protect and I provide, but then I don't actually feel what's going on in my own home. I'm going to actually practice being present and being. And this is a head fuck for me still, because I'm like, I need to make $1 million. I need to get a house. I need to have all of these things. Otherwise, Meg's going to leave. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a good father. And I had this hilarious realization when Meg was pregnant with Osh, and I was like freaking the fuck out. And then I had this...
What about?
About like being a father, and I'm like, I'm not where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
I need more. I need to
providing.
I need to have everything done before this child arrives.
Fuck, how many people would be in that same boat, bro?
Yeah.
And I had this hilarious moment. Ironically, it was during a ceremony, and I'd been through a dark night of the soul on the medicine, working with Wachuma, and it's like it said your baby doesn't know what $1 million is. So why are you trying to give it something that it doesn't even know, and it probably doesn't even want? And I was like, what does my baby actually want? I just wants me to be there. Wants me to be with it.
Wants me to be dead.
And I was like, fuck, man, what did I want more from my dad? I didn't want more money from him. I just wanted more time.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Crazy,
I was like, I'm trying to create something that my life isn't even... That life doesn't even want from me right now.
Yeah, and you'll miss the whole point. If you...
And I had this... And I started laughing. I was like, I wonder how many men go out and try to, stack cash only to realize that a baby doesn't even know what the fuck money is. All it needs is milk and its mother and an environment where it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
And even
that's the real riches, eh?
Dude, I had Meg went to a women's circle on Friday night last week, and Osh was screaming, and I was holding him, and he's teething, and he's just coming out of a bit of sickness, and I'm like bouncing him like, fuck this, man, this isn't what I'm meant to be doing. I'm meant to be work. And I was like, you're exactly where you're meant to be. And I was like, oh fuck, he just needs me to be here with him. I'm not fully like he doesn't he's like needing more presence. So I like stopped and I was like walking around the house like bouncing him like, come on, I just want you to stop. And I was like resisting what was there, and he's like, can I just be with the fact that he's unsettled? And my whole body relaxed. And I like looked down at him, and I was like, actually, hey man, I'm here. And I like literally like energetically I was like, hey bro, I got you. I was like, if you need to scream for the next 5 hours, I'm not going anywhere.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, dude, I was trying to escape my duty right now. I was trying to escape what life was asking me to be with. And man, after a while, he started to settle, and then he like rolls back and forth, and he like throws his head down into here, and then I just tap him, and his eyes go, and he falls asleep. And I was like, fuck yeah, I did it. You know, the first thing I did was I tried to go to sit down and turn the TV on so I could watch something. And as soon as I sat down and hit the power button, he goes, wakes up and starts screaming again. I was like, fuck.
You're not present.
Not present. I literally thought I'd won, tried to go and watch the TV so I could do what I wanted. And I was like, actually. And then I was like, fuck. Turned the TV off, stood back up, walked around. I was like, hey, I'm back here, bro. Sorry. I got you. I'm with you. And he goes, falls asleep.
Wow.
And then I go and sit on the actual, like, we've got another seat that's in the corner where there's nothing. And I turn the red light on and I sit down and I just rock with him. And I lay back and I just relax into the moment with him. And then we were there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need to escape this. So what I would say for modern masculinity is like, stop trying to go back to the way things were. Stop trying to rush into the future where we think our worth or the achievement or the success is going to give us what we believe we need to be enough. And can we come back and be here?
Yeah.
And for me, masculinity actually is...
It's a great message.
Is actually depth. It's the depth of consciousness, not the amount that I can achieve.
Yeah,
so I think
very grounded. Like that message.
That's the masculine. It's just that grounded presence that
Yeah.
you can offer anyone or
Yeah.
yourself.
And bro, business will do it to you. A relationship will do it to you, and fatherhood will do it to you. There's all of these different ways in which we can cultivate presence. I mean, like if you're not present with your business, things start to fucking wobble, right?
Yeah.
If you're not present with your partner, it's okay, and maybe you guys, keep plodding along, but slowly things start to wobble. Same with like for me, fatherhood's been the most relentless because if I don't look after this child, literally he could die. Like it's the most fierce, codependent. It's the fiercest mirror for where I'm at that I've experienced, and like entrepreneurship's been huge. Relating with an embodied woman has been huge, but fatherhood has been kind of like this extra layer that I thought I was going to nail. I've done all the work. I've done personal development. I've done plant medicine. Hey, I've now got a personal trainer and I'm in the gym. Like I'm doing all the things. And it's like, yeah, man. And I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you where you still think that you're better than this moment, where you think that you can escape. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was two questions I had for you, and you just sort of interlinked me again. I was going to speak into fatherhood. Yeah, like what has been now that Osh is here, and and you realise now, I don't need $1 million to simply just give my undevoted love and attention to my son. But what is the biggest lesson with fatherhood? And then I've got another one relating to Meg.
The biggest lesson for fatherhood is the biggest lesson that I've taken from my very, very small amount of fatherhood. Like Osha's 10 months old, so it's early days, but it's taught me that how do I say this? It's almost as if kind of what I was chewing on and what I was sharing before is like what I think he needs is a story that I've taught myself. What I think he needs for me to be enough for him is a story. What he actually needs is for me to trust that I am enough. I'm enough. And that, I don't know, like my pursuit in business, my pursuit in relationships, even now as a father, all of that has been like, I need to prove that I'm enough so you don't leave me. I need to prove to you, Meg, that I've got enough value so that you don't ever leave or you don't choose a man that's better than me. Business, I need to prove that the Gathering of Men is the best and I need to tell everyone about it. If I don't do all of this stuff, then it won't be valuable enough, and then therefore people won't want me. People won't think, and then I won't matter. With Osh, it's been that on fucking steroids. It's been that on like fucking adrenaline. It's like if I keep on trying to prove myself to you that I am enough by rushing off and making the money or rushing off and doing everything else and not just actually being with you, then what I'm learning is like he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have all the stories. He doesn't have all the programming. He doesn't have all the beliefs. He's just like, hey, man, I need you right now. Can you be with me?
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but like there was so many times where I was like, I just need someone to hold me as a child. And if we circle back to, what we were talking about, like what's the thing that men's work gives us? It actually teaches us how to be held, because a lot of us didn't get held emotionally or spiritually as young boys, because it wasn't valued back then.
That's
Great answer.
yeah. Fuck, that's so good. The way you linked it back through as well to what you say is the biggest problem as well is just fantastic. And yeah, I think that's even the way that, as you're saying, like being enough, knowing that you are enough in yourself is an energetic feeling that other people can resonate with and go, fuck, that guy's on. They don't know what you do. You could, earn $0 a year, but they go, fuck, he's solid in himself, and that's what people want to feel, and that's what gives them that safety and security.
Yeah, man. And I've like, with all of our events, we have guys that can't afford to come to events, and we give them a scholarship. These are guys that are down, they're in debt. Yeah. And then I've coached guys that are, running multi-million-dollar businesses, and on some level, there's this what I call the worthiness wound. Every man, on some level, has a wound that tracks back to I'm not enough.
And so how do we get that feeling of being enough? Like, is that just a belief switch?
It's getting still. It's getting still. So like stillness is a huge practice for men. Practicing stillness so all of the stories can unravel and exhaust themselves.
Yeah, right.
And when I say stillness, it's not just rushing off into the forest and spending 4 days fasting doing nothing. That can work. I would do that if I were you. Like, I always recommend that. But it's like finding these places where you can be still. So that might be coming in and actually like exhausting the doing in the gym. Like, I found moments of stillness in the gym because I haven't really found my edge. And like I did a training with my PT, and I was doing deadlifts, and I was like, I'll just do the 60 kilos because that's where I can stay my technique. He's like, no, dude, we're going until you hit your breaking point. So I got to like 110 kilos, and I was like wobbling, and then when I finally dropped, I got like did the 3 reps of 110 and dropped it. Stillness. And the emotions came. I was like, fuck, man, I've been playing so small. I've not been actually like finding my edge. And for a lot of guys, they'll do, and then like we stand in the circle like, all right, who's got an appointment? Step into the center. And these are the guys that have been doing and holding, and I'm always the one that looks after everyone else. And when they step into the center, hey bro, how are you? He's like,
fractures.
And all the eyes are on him. He's used to having eyes on everyone else. And he steps in, man, and he actually stops looking out for everyone else, and he has everyone looking out for him. That guy, like that's me. That's what I do. I'm all constantly making sure everyone else is all right. Probably you as well, bro. And when you step in and you receive what you've been giving, and you feel that, it's overwhelming.
Oh, yes.
And all of the stories start to fall away, and the stillness, you arrive at, what I talk about stillness, it's this inner peace. It's like I'm actually connected to myself again, not to everything outside of me. And that is what a lot of men are looking for outside of themselves, but it's actually is found within. It's this freedom to just be enough. So like, when we look at it from a gender standpoint, a lot of women, they will suppress themselves because they feel like they're too much for the world. If a woman's emotions are too much for a man, she'll suppress them and be like, I'm too much. For a lot of us men, I would say 99.9% of men, we have a belief that I'm not good enough as I am, so I'm going to do as much as I can to prove that I am enough. Because my wound is the opposite to women. Women are like, I'm too much. Men are, I'm not enough. So we then go out and do whatever we can to prove that we are enough. And that can happen in one of two ways. We can go out and pursue and try and win and achieve. Other men will be like, I don't need anything, and I'm going to relinquish all of my worldly desires, and I'm going to become non-attached, and I'm going to be spiritually better. I'm going to achieve spiritual success.
Yeah. And I think
avoiding responsibility.
I think guys are afraid of that. They think, rightio, if I feel like all of a sudden I'm enough, then do I just do nothing? You know, like
literally, man. Like that's the fear. It's like, why am I doing all that I'm doing then if I'm already enough? Oh, what's been driving this? Oh, shit. Is my business just an attempt to prove that to my dad that I'm good enough for him?
Yeah.
Am I just trying to get my dad's attention with my business?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary thought to be with.
Yeah.
My friend committed suicide. Am I just trying to save all these men with my business? Am I trying to make sure that no one commits suicide? Oh, that's scary. Am I trying to right the wrongs of the past? Am I trying to make up for something? Am I trying to pay an unpayable debt? Am I trying to where am I trying to fix something that cannot be undone?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you got to be wary where that source is coming from, because if you're using that source, it's just going to keep building that habit and ingraining it. But then I think you touched on it before, like if you do feel enough, then you can come out of these places out of love and abundance. And that's the energy, right, we want floating around the earth.
Man.
And how good when you can feel enough, and then you can start doing things from these better place. Like that's even just feeling that in my body, I'm like, fuck, that feels great.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the grounded warrior. It's like I've got a sword and a shield, but I don't have to fight every single day.
Yeah.
I don't have to go out and just create more war to be enough, to be relevant. This is the thing. It's like we can alchemize and we can dissolve that story that is driving us.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we have to. You guys don't have to shut the gym down and go and do something else. I don't have to no longer ever do another gathering of men. It's like I now get to actually create from this place. I don't need this to be successful, but I want to serve it because it's valuable.
Yeah.
Not because my value comes from it. No.
Yeah, that's a confusion there.
Which is I'm not asking men to. I'm not asking men to give up their business, to give up the mountain that they're climbing. No.
Yeah.
I just would like you to enjoy the next step.
Yeah.
And not even enjoy it. I want you to be with it.
Yeah.
And if it's hard, let it be fucking hard. If it's great, let it be fucking great. Whatever it is, be with it on the deepest level, rather than rushing ahead or avoiding it and trying to run back. It's like, can I actually have both my feet here? And like, if I was to be, my life is really, I'm in a lot of unknown right now. Like, I don't have as much money as I want. I'm scared that the gathering of men isn't going to work out. I'm scared that I haven't taken my wife out on a date in like 3 months. I'm worried that I'm not present sometimes when I'm sitting down with, should I put the TV on? Like, there's so many things that,
fear.
Yeah, there's so many things that are like reflecting back. I'm in a season of fucking unknown right now, and it's been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been probably the hardest month of my entire fucking life. And all that I'm coming back to is like, I'm being asked to be with this and not try to force my business into success. If I try to force myself to be present and be like, I'm with you. What do you need? What do you need? Like, here's my presents. Oh, sure. Let me give this to you. Or like trying to grab my wife and take her out and then bring her home and fuck her to God. Like, if I was to try to force my presence or force myself onto any of these areas of my life, I'm still trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to avoid the fact that, hey man, my life's fucking hard right now.
Yeah.
Like I've missed a few things that I said I was going to do. I haven't been able to hit the gym as much as I wanted. I haven't eaten as healthy as I would have liked. I've probably been on my phone a little too much. I probably haven't got as much. Like, hey man, like, yeah, life's hard right now, and you're looking for a way out. Can you come back? And that's been like confronting, because I've seen all of the areas in my life where suffering has been the story that's been driving me. It has to be hard. I have to be striving. I can't let this get to me. I can't let my responsibility get to me. Well, it's getting to me. It's been, it's getting to me, man. And what that has shown me is that I need to be held.
Yeah.
I need to learn to trust. So like I told you, I've just recently, like I've signed on. I was like, I need to be coached right now.
Yeah.
I've been humbled by life.
Yeah.
I've reached my capacity to give. What do I do when I've reached my capacity to give? Well, it's time to receive. It's time to slow down. And literally just in the last week, by going and getting, having a session with a coach, that I knew, like, I was ripe and ready. I was like, I've got a lot of stuff I need to work with, man. And I just had a space to, like, let it all out. And he held that.
Fuck, awesome, bro.
I'm such a better husband.
Yeah.
I've got so much more capacity for my son. And my business, I'm giving what I can. Yeah. And if we don't sell out T-GOM and we only get 100 guys, and we don't get more than we did last year, if it doesn't grow this year, that's okay. There's going to be next year. And there's going to be the year after that. Like, where am I thinking that the next thing is going to be the be-all and end-all? Fuck it, I could go bankrupt tomorrow. Who knows? Where am I making that the end of my life rather than just the next step?
Yeah.
I think that's something that's probably been through the generations as well, like you were saying, with the relationship between, the difference between the modern man and the, people saying, I wish things were back like the old days, bro. I think that's the difference, is the impatience that has kind of carried through. It's like there's that lack of trust now, where it's like, we've got plenty of time. We haven't fucking died yet, it's like, just trust in yourself and be that, and I love what you said about, like, stillness, coming back to the stillness and just being in that, because, and right at the start of the podcast, you even said the opposite. You said, that the doing is where we kind of connect, but that's the thing. It's like, be still first, land in your own body and your own thoughts first. And then the integration can be through the process of doing, because I know as men, women can just go naturally sit down for coffee and chat and talk about their emotions. It's harder for men. And that's why, like, spoke with a bloke where they're going out and walking all these kilometres to get the body moving, getting us in our body, so that then we can open up and feel comfortable to do that. Tyron's men's circle, and when getting the wrestling in there, because when we first started and we were in this room, it's like everyone came in and sat in this room and everyone's like, looking across at each other going, what the fuck's going on here? We're supposed to just unleash all our emotions? No, like, there's got to be a trigger. We've got to be doing something. That's that masculine sort of essence too.
This is, like, a really important piece that I think a lot of men can really take and let this be a part. Like, we need emotional foreplay. Like, we need a bit of time. Takes us a bit to get us going. Is
that conditioning, just on that? Is that because conditioning over time of, like, suppression of that's not cool, that's gay?
I think there is a level of conditioning, and there's also a level of biology.
Yeah, I agree.
As men, we are very, like, single point focused. So when we actually have to stop and, like, feel into the room and feel into everything, it's like, well, no, kill the deer, feed the community. Like, biologically, we're single point focused. Women are multi point focused, so they can go through the emotional landscape and feel. Biologically, that's how they've evolved. As men, we've evolved as we have to focus on the deer, and we'll hold a position even if it's uncomfortable, because we want to stay still so the deer doesn't see us, so we can hunt it and feed it. Like, our purpose is tied to a single point focus. So when we actually have to stop and, like, feel into all of the waters, it's like, oh, no, I'm going to focus on that. So we actually have to take our time to come back down into our bodies. We actually have to take our time. And I'm not saying this should take months. I think the conditioning is that we don't do it at all. It's like, how do we actually make space for it so we can be present with what's here? And, like, with the men's circle, it's like, sometimes the wrestling is what is the emotional foreplay. It's like, the wrestling and the boisterousness is like, that's what gets us into our bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gets you present. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you drop in and you're like, oh man, like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing for men. Like, they did there's a book called The Wonder of Boys. It's from the 90s, and in it they talk about young girls. They can focus. They can sit down and focus on a book being read to them. They'll sit down and they'll listen. Boys will like if you try to reach and they're like, you give them a ball to bounce or a toy truck or whatever to like use, they'll actually be able to listen better because they're moving something in time and space. So what I've found is that for a lot of men, if I sit down in a session with them and they haven't, they're new to the work, it's like, hey bro, let's go for a walk. So they're moving. And when they're moving, they can feel their body. But if they sit down and they try to feel, it'll feel too vulnerable. It'll feel too scary, and they'll shut down. They'll actually seize up and they'll freeze. So for me, it's like, how do we thaw you out? And that's what emotional foreplay is. It's like, how do we thaw you out? It's the same as in sex with women. Men, dick gets hard, let's go. For a woman, it's like, we ironically, it's like men were like, okay, cool. Women can't get wet. Let's just make lube, and then we'll use the lube to make it more efficient. But actually, it's like, let me take my time with your body. And there's a beautiful thing that that Meg has, teaches is like, can you gather all of this golden dust from all parts of the woman's body and draw it towards
the vagina?
Towards the vagina, man. Can you, rather than going straight for the vagina, because men are like, boom, dick hard vagina now. Cool, I'm ready. Single point focus. But if we take our time, like literal Neanderthal, and I'm one of the worst. Like as soon as I get horny, I'm like, I'm gonna rip you apart. But the practice is, can I draw all of the energy from out here down to your vagina? That more magnifying, and that is for a woman, that's foreplay. That's physical foreplay. It's the same for us as men. We need to bring all parts of ourselves online emotionally for us to feel safe to open. Same for a woman. So the key thing that we're looking to create for a man who wants to feel like he can be more emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature, and emotionally adept, there's 3 things that you need to create. And this is something that I believe you guys create here, and any men's space should create. The first thing is a sense of safety. It's safe here. Like, hey man, it's safe for you to be here. The second thing is belonging. Hey man, you belong. Like, you belong in this space. And then the third thing is you're valued. You have value here. Those 3 things will allow a man, like if you create those 3 things, that's the emotional foreplay. If you can, hey man, it's safe for you to be here. Hey, you belong, bro. Like a bit of touch, a bit of movement. And hey man, thank you for being here. What is it that you're bringing? What we want to know. You've got value here, so bring something. If that's your fucking pain, that's valuable to us because it's going to reflect back the pain in us as well, and we're going to help you move that. So those 3 things, I think, if we were to anchor it down into the emotional foreplay for men, hey bro, this is a safe space, confidentiality, nothing that gets shared here leaves here. Boom, safety. All right, cool. All right, I'm still feeling a little bit, okay, cool. At least I know that this is, whatever I share here isn't going to leave this space. Number 2, belonging. You're a man, you belong here. This is the brotherhood. If you're a man, you belong here. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Men, one of the biggest things that men believe is that they don't belong. So the biggest killer of men is suicide, because they don't believe they belong here. That blew my fucking mind when I realized that. I was like, men don't feel like they belong, so they leave. And that's like the ultimate lone wolf fucking thing. I don't belong anywhere. I don't feel safe anywhere. I have no value to anyone else, so I most as well leave. And the greatest fucking exit is suicide. Then the third thing is like, you have value. Like, just by being you are valuable. Not because you've got a fucking degree or because you've got a 6-pack or because you've got $1 million. You are valuable just because
your presence.
You're here. Those 3 things allow a man to relax and start to thaw out and start to open. And it's not going to happen in just one men's circle or one workout, right? We're not naive. It's not a fucking silver bullet or a magic pill. It's like, hey man, like, this is a way of life. This is a cornerstone of manhood. So please, like, allow this to become a part of your life rather than the place that you come where you think you're just going to get a release or get a quick fix.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's the issue with the modern man. The modern masculinity is like, where's the hack?
Yeah.
Where's the supplement?
Fucking the hacks, eh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, how do I, and I've been, I've been like, okay, cool. How do I lose weight quick enough and build muscle so I don't have to go to the gym ever again? It's like, nah, man, like the gym is a part of your life now.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it at 35, man, it's going to be a lot harder at 45.
Yeah.
55, it's going to suck. 65, man, you're frail and you can't do all the things that you said you're going to be able to do for the rest of your life. You want grandchildren, you want to be the jacked granddad. Well, no, you've missed the boat, man. So this is the practice for a lot of us.
Get him in the consult room, bro. Fucking
that's
brilliant. Yeah,
beautiful. I think.
But I've got one more. Yeah, and then you were speaking earlier on Meg's business, and obviously that's like kind of in sexuality space, and her coaching and stuff like that. Some men would say, the typical role would be the man goes out, earns the dollars, the mum, she stays at home, she cooks, she cleans, blah, blah, blah. That's the old kind of paradigm that's exhausted now as well, I would say. For people, you are a living, breathing example of a relationship that's very healthy. You both have successful businesses and you're both raising a child. What would you say to, or how do you think, what do you think about that old paradigm, or why does yours work?
The reason that it works, and don't get me wrong, there's lots of challenges with the dynamic we've got, but it's the reason that it works is because I choose it every day. Yeah. And I choose to write my own story. I remember when, there's been moments where like we're like, oh, are we doing it wrong? And my mantra is like, hey, we get to write our story.
Yeah, fuck off.
We get to write the story we want to live. Like, there's no one else. We don't have to subscribe to that.
Yep.
And this is the thing, I totally get the whole, the red pill movement with the men, and like, we need to be men again. It's like, we've always been men. We get to choose what that looks like moving forward. So, at the end of this week, Meg has a 5-day retreat, Thursday to Monday.
Wow.
And I'm going to be dadding it. I'm like, hey, I've got Osh.
And mum. You're going to be dadding
I'm all of it. And it's like, cool, Meg. And you know what? When I step fully into the devotion to what is true, which is Meg's work is important, and that's the priority for our family right now. When I step into that and I fully own that, the women that get to come and learn and experience Meg's work, I know that they go back into their lives and create absolute beauty and magic. They go back and they're better mothers, they're better wives, they're better businesswomen. I'm like, where am I letting the story that I need to be the provider stop Meg from delivering her magic to the world, which in essence is going to create a more beautiful, beautiful world. Where am I letting my story that I have to be this and I have to be that from what's true coming through? And that, man, I say that now, and I guarantee you probably on Saturday I'll be like, fuck this Meg and her business, I just want to work. But where have I not, where it's only reflecting back to me where am not fully choosing what is being asked of me. So, a lot of, and I'm not saying, you get to write your own story as a man. If you want to be the provider and your woman wants to bake the sourdough and make the kefir and have the blueberry muffins in your lunchbox, like, awesome. Like, if that's your truth, I'm not going to tell you to not live that. If that works for you, awesome. Yeah. But for someone that values what I value and knows that if I'm going to be doing the men's work, then someone has to be doing the women's work. And if I'm going to fully embrace what is emerging, then I can't force my old stories and my old paradigms onto a woman who has gifts to give to the world, which is the issue that I believe caused the rising of feminism. It's like we weren't actually listening to what the women, we were denying what women needed to bring to the community, what their leadership was, what the feminine wanted to lead and provide insight into. And every time I look back, man, like Meg has been such an oracle for me. She's seen things in our future that I couldn't see. And this is the statement that I think a lot of men can really be humbled by, is that she will see things that you are not able to feel. So her seeing of what you're not feeling is a gift. It's not a burden. And I don't know how many men are like, that's not important, I've just got to keep going. It's like she's seeing something that you're not feeling.
Yeah, right.
Because she's so sensitive. She's so attuned.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of an empowered woman, that if you have the capacity to let go of who you think you need to be and you listen to her, and not just listen to her words, but listen to her oracle, that part of her that's seeing what you're not capable of feeling right now, that will give you an insight into what life could look like with deep presence, rather than pursuing where you putting your presence on the other side of the $1 million, or on the other side of, once I get there, then I'll be present with you. It's like, man, she's time and time again, man, I owe everything that I've created to that which Meg brings through that feminine leadership. And you know, that's a whole nother topic around polarity, but like there's a beauty in that, like listening to your woman, like deeply listening to what she's bringing through will that in essence is the fastest shortcut you'll ever take. Yeah, because you can force your way onto life as a man, and I'm gonna do no matter what, I'm gonna keep going, and then she's like, hey my love, I would like to spend a Sunday with you. And it's like, no, I've got to keep going. It's like, if I actually took that Sunday and relaxed and took some time to just make some fucking pancakes and listen to some music and lay out on the picnic blanket and give myself the time to be regenerated, I'd probably crush it way more on Monday. I'd probably be a much more productive, efficient man. Yeah. I'd probably actually, if I took that time, I'd be like, oh, actually, I can see the bottleneck. Ah, man. I've now got perspective because she has provided me with that. Because she can see what I can't feel.
You could ask him a question, like you could ask your partner a question saying, is there something that you're seeing that I'm not feeling? Do you think that would open up for a great
Dude, that would be, you would get so much value from that. Yeah. And it might be like, hey, I'm no matter what you say, I'm going to take it on board.
They would love that as well. Do you think?
Yeah, because they get to, they want to feed you.
Yeah, that's such a deep connection as well with those.
I asked that, I asked that with Meg, and she's like, you don't let me in. I'm like, fuck, all right, what am I not? Can you like where that? If your relationship can't withstand that, then the relationship doesn't have a strong foundation. Like if you can't receive feedback from your woman or receive her guidance, then you have just created this dynamic where you're in control, and she's just a pawn in your game. She's not a queen to the king; she's a servant.
There's a balance as well, because I do see a lot of men, like the woman, they would just be yes men to the woman. Yeah. So
you also have to be able to say, well, this is the other thing. I launched my coaching certification. I did an embodied men's coach certification. I told Meg about it. She's like, oh, I don't know if you should do that. And I was like, hey, lover. And she's like, well, who certified you? Well, how are you going to do this, 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 and this? And she questioned me. And I was like, I can see that this makes you uncomfortable, me leading in this way. She wanted control then. She wasn't in her oracle. She wasn't in... Okay. She was like, I don't want you to do that because what will people think? What will be the judgment on us? And I was like, hey, my love, thank you. I can see that, everything that you're saying, I don't know. I haven't been certified yet. I don't know what I'm going to do there, and I don't know. And I'm still going to do it. Yeah. I love you. Yeah. And that's the yes man. If he was to like, oh yeah, you're right. Like a woman can guide you and provide you a deeper knowing, and she can also invite you to stand your ground. Yeah. And this is where attunement is really important. If you don't have that stillness or that space where you can be held by the brothers, when she brings something like that and you get knocked off your center and you choose to say yes to her discomfort rather than yes to your truth and let her unravel. Like after that conversation, like about half an hour later, Meg came and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, oh, that terrified me. She's like, oh, but I trust you. Yeah. Good. I have to trust myself, right? For her to trust me. So like, there's always a fine tuning of that. Yeah. And I need to know that like I need to trust myself enough to know when her discomfort is something that I need to be able to stay grounded and not buy into. And then when there's other times she's like, hey, my love, I really feel like this for you. And I'm like, wow, I've been so busy. I've been so focused. I haven't actually...
Yeah. And that, I feel like that comes down to that grounded presence. I feel like if you're in that, then you will know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a knowing, right? It's not a thought. It's not a feeling. It's a deeper knowing. So, man, like it comes back to guys like, it's like, where's your breath? Is it up here? Is it here? Or is it down here in your power? So they say, I always say wide core, like deep heart and clear mind. Clear the mind, deepen into the heart, but make sure that you've got a base for both of those things to operate. Otherwise, you're just going to ping pong between thought and feeling and never actually get to the deeper knowing. So, yeah, man, just like a mountain, wide base up to the...
Love that. I love this conversation, bro. I really appreciate it. And sharing all that. And I feel like people can resonate and learn. And, man, there was so much good stuff in there.
I think, like the final piece is like you guys here, like guys show up every week and they train, right? It's the same with this presence. Like, we have to cultivate a practice that feeds this.
Yeah.
And the gym can be a part of that, or if, for me it has been. It's actually helped me because it's where I've avoided. So whatever gives you access to a deeper place within you, that's your practice for presence. That's I really think that's important. It's not just a one and done.
Yeah.
Men's work isn't one and done. Like it's like nutrition, it's like fitness, it's like something that you have to build a relationship with. It's a muscle, and the more that you have a practice, over time you'll find that you can meet these moments with deeper presence, with more groundedness, and that really only comes from discipline and consistency. I'm sorry I don't have the magic bullet. It is really just the same as lifting weights. It's just the same as doing your breathwork practice or writing your affirmations. You have to have a practice for it to stick.
That's so good, bro. Well, we'll probably wrap it up here.
Bro, that's fucking epic. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
It, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to this one. A little bit longer than normal, but for good reason. And we just thank you so much for coming and sharing all your wisdom and everything that you know, especially coming out of this last month for yourself. And I really feel like there's a turn for you though, and you know, and you'll be seeing more collaboration with us and get along to the Gathering of Men. It's October 6th. 3rd till 6th. And it's a pretty life-changing event. So get along to that, and it's a lot of fun, and you'll meet so many cool dudes.